Okay, this lesson was originally done on Tuesday, March 8th, um, but as a resource for those who are absent, I'm creating this video. All right, for today, our objectives are to read and understand the article by Jared Diamond about how societies collapse. Next, to take notes and give credit where credit is due using MLA format, which is going to be the bulk of what we teach today. Number three, then, the challenge is for you to research the relevant information that is based upon the societies which have collapsed that you're going to be researching in the next week and a half or so. So those are the three main objectives. All right, I have given every single one of you a sheet of paper that has a top that looks like this. And what I have included here are the citation up at the top and a citation in MLA format for the article that we've read. Normally, when you do research, you're going to have to look up how to do these things, but for this particular article, I did it for you because we're building a foundation leading up to this. Okay, so what you're going to be doing today is actually based upon the two models that I have provided right here. First and foremost, what I'm going to have you do is reread the article and review what you've already read of it, but when we take notes this time, our objective is to record the information that is in the article so that eventually we can use that in our own writing. So there are two types of ways that I want you to take your notes today as you go through the article once again. The first example here, I have written in my own words, Diamond states that he has come up with a 5-point framework of contributing factors which lead to the collapse of a society. And then at the end of it, I've made it a point to have Diamond, comma, 500. Well, these words are my words. I've put that into my own words. This is a fancy way of saying summarizing, but I am paraphrasing what was in that part of the article. When you look closely at what I've actually done then too, is that at the end of this, to give credit where credit is due, I've got the author's name, which is also the lead information up here in the actual citation, and then the page number that it came from. So I put these things into my own words. However, because they're not my ideas, I still have to give credit where credit is due by giving the author credit, comma, and then the page number of the article that I came across the information on. The second way that you can take your notes today is to directly quote it. What I've done down here is I've said Diamond states, comma, the first set of factors involves damage that people inadvertently inflict on their environment. Now I've done ... here, which is called an ellipsis, because there was more in the sentence. I just didn't want to include it because it wouldn't have flowed correctly. So this means that there was more than that. Nonetheless, I close my quotation mark right here, and then we do the citation, parentheses, Diamond, comma, 500, which is the page number that it came from, and close parentheses. Those are the two ways that I want you to take notes over the course of the article, and I want you to try to put things into your own words as much as possible, but every single time you've got to have one of these at the end of it. If you get information from page 501, then write 501 for this thing. If you get information from page 503, it should say page 503 inside of this. But every single time, there must be at the end of every single note that you take, parentheses, Diamond, dash, and then the page number that it is on. This is our way of giving credit where credit is due. So as you reread the article, on this side of the notes, we're not even going to worry about anything over here. I'm not even worried about that. We'll come back to that later. On this side of the notes, I want you to figure out specific information, and here is the challenge in front of you. Number one, I want you to research the 5 factors that lead to a society's collapse according to Diamond. I think that right there will help the situation, because you're going to need to understand that, especially when you do your part of your body of your essay where you have to describe, well, for your society, which of those 5 factors, because this is a source that we will be using. My suggestion is to start on page 500 of the article. If you've not read the whole thing or you read most of it, restart at page 500 and start your notes there. Next, if you finish all the way through the end of the article and you find the 5 factors, go back and find other facts of interest. He goes into a lot of good details and information that is relevant in the modern age as far as like global warming, Somalia, some other situations that really are worth annotating and giving credit where credit is due. But make sure, and this is the key, number 4 right here is the key, that after every single note that you have parentheses, diamond, and then the page number that it came from inside of those parentheses. That is crucial. If we are going to write a research paper, we have to give credit where credit is due when we use the ideas that we're reading about from other sources. So those are the main objectives, and that's what I expect for you to do for our challenge today. Good luck.